I'm Michael Crowley, National Fisherman's Boats and Gear Editor, and today we are at Commercial Marine Expo in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and at the booth of Notus Marine, and with Frances Parrott, who has brought with him several different electronic products that fit well with the New Bedford fleet, especially a sensor device for the scalloping. But I'll let Frances explain that.
Now, over about the last 14, 15 months, we've worked with industry to actually develop a wireless system to monitor scallop dredges. So the actual system itself, it is a wireless system. So we have a sensor on each scallop dredge that transmits information wirelessly back to a boat. On the boat itself, we have a transducer mounted in the hull or towed alongside, and we have a display in the wheelhouse. Now, the system we developed, like I said, it was in coordination with industry and boats in the industry, and a big part of the development was actually trying to figure out what these vessels needed to monitor to make them more efficient. And this is what we came up with. So this is a typical scallop dredge without the bag, of course. So we mount the sensor on the dredge itself, and it transmits the information back to the boat wirelessly. One of the key things that we measure is the warp length, so the actual distance from the boat to each scallop dredge, and that's actually accurate to within a half a meter. Boats without the system, usually they have to count the warp manually. With our system, they look on the screen and they see the warp length. But probably the most important piece of information we provide is the actual pitch angle of the dredge, and that's the forward, backward lean of the dredge, and this really determines how well a scallop dredge fishes. From our installations, we know that the skippers, they try to find the sweet spot for the pitch angle. So let's say 9 degrees would be where a scallop dredge would catch the most. And they're always trying to change the warp length or the speed of the vessel to get that proper angle on the dredge to ensure that it fishes correctly. Incidentally, we did do some tests on the pitch angle in terms of catch rates, and we had some pretty good numbers back showing that upwards of a 22% increase, adjusting the dredge to the proper pitch angle. Next, we monitor other capabilities as well. A very important piece of information is roll angle. So that's the side-to-side angle of the dredge. And what that really indicates, if the dredge starts to roll over, from our installations, we now know that sometimes dredges do indeed roll over, and when they roll over, they catch nothing. So by monitoring the roll angle, we can indicate instantly if the dredge has rolled over. Another important piece of information we monitor is depth of the dredge, giving the captain a better indication of where the dredge is to, let's say on a bank or on the bottom of a bank. So depth from the surface is also important. And we also monitor temperature in these same sensors, just giving an idea of the actual bottom temperature, which the boats are now trying to correlate against the yield rate inside the scallops.